Yeah. Anyway, cash flow before and after debt service were both overstated, because remember, original gross rent minus your what? Vacancy and bad debt equal the effective income, and then minus your operating expense, you come to net operating income. And then net operating income minus that the thing we were just talking about, commission and the capital expenditures, and then your debt service, you have after debt service before taxes, okay? I have that formula I'll show you later on page 14, I believe, okay? Now, list of risk, I have 12 of them. 12 not enough, but I cover just about everything, okay? First thing, management, I break them down by property owner, and then by the borrower, by the other environment. So first thing, owner, do you have enough capital? Now banks not only look at this one property, bank want to look at what? Global, how many other properties do you have, right? What risk are you involved with other properties? Would the other property pull me under on this one? Okay, that's that one. And then not long ago, I was showing a property. This lady, I thought she was joking. She was real. I said, what kind of down payment are you thinking of? She said, I don't have money. I said, well, you're not serious, are you? She said, yes, I am. I said, it's nobody going to give you any, property, no down payment. Not this environment, but this is real, okay? So do have risk. And then you have intention and exit strategies. Doesn't matter, traditional lender or hard money. Everybody now want to know how you're going to exit. Actually, when you buy a property, first thing you really should ask yourself, or develop a property, what am I going to do in 5 years, in 7 years, or 10 years? What's my exit policy, okay? And then, what do you intend to do with the whole thing then? You want to sell them, or you want to keep, hold, whatever, right? And then you experience. I sold a property at Stockton. This one woman called me. She said, I want to open an African fast food. I said, have you run one? No. How much down payment do you have? None. Same answer. You have people, good dreamers, but not the reality. Okay? So management experience, your owner, borrower, most important. You cover the three things. And then property type. Land is not the same risk. No lender make land loan right now. Correct me if I'm not, right? Most lenders stay away from. Office, apartments, right now, apartments really is the hardest thing. Down this Silicon Valley, you can hardly buy any apartments, right? Nobody wants to sell. They all figure if I'm not hurting enough, I just hold on to it, right? Sooner or later, going to come back. So property type, and your retail is different risk too, okay? So the age of the property, 50 years old property, like this appraisal report, this property I'm talking about, it's old property. They didn't maintain anything, okay? And then the location, we say location, 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 you all know, right? That location, one block to the next block makes a whole lot of difference. You will think, oh, that should be a good comp. No, it's not maybe, okay? So mixed units, right? If you do apartments, bad news in average, okay, not always, but generally if you have everything just studio, or it's all one unit, right? You want a few studios, a few 1 units, a few 2 units, maybe 1 or 2, 3 units. I mean 3 rooms, so people can, different type of family can live in there. Otherwise, you take a lot of higher risk, okay? 12. Number 6, tenant mix. Now, I talk about borrower, 4 items on the property. Now, tenant mix, right? Apply to all the properties, but this one, tenant is our renters, our families, right? Our individual, whoever. And their financial ability, are they employed, right? Are their business making money if they're self-employed, right? They have a salary. Then, do they know what they are doing? Operation, right? So it's not just that the person, individual's financial ability. Can he operate this business? Can she operate the business? So all those need to take into consideration. And then lease type and the lease terms. Now, this is a rule. 25%, 50%, and 75%. What I'm saying is this. Your lease rollover, okay? If it's within any given 1 month, if you have 25% turnover, over than 25%, pretty much you're in trouble, okay? Any given 3 months, if you have over 50%, you're kind of in trouble. And in 6 months, you have 75%. You better talk to someone, I tell you. Better figure out your financial and get ready for something. Anyway, so environmental. Somebody rent your property from you, apartments or other properties, right? What if they are dumping some kind of waste, right? Toxic waste, you don't know. Or they keep them in your premises, you don't know. All those can damage your property. They moved in with a clean environmental report. And when they move out, you didn't ask them to do another environmental report. You should. You should always do, even though that costs you money. Right? Apartments, you don't do that, but I'm talking general. Yeah, could damage your property. And then natural disaster / unusual loss. The reason I put unusual loss there, like a World Trade Center. Unusual, infrequent. In accounting treatment, you will think that is considered as natural disaster. The GAAP says it's not. Don't ask me why. I don't like what they said, but the building being bombed is not treated like extraordinary loss. Extraordinary loss have a special treatment for taxes, but it's not treated that way. Okay? So that's one part of it. Economy. I mean, finally we got to the point, economy. How bad do I need to tell you how economy is, right? All that decrease impact your property value. And then political environment. Let's look at the Middle East right now. You say, oh, I'm covered. I finally covered the bad economy. We finally see a little hope. We're moving. We're improving slightly. Now with this Middle East oil price, $4 a gallon, right? Get to 5 or 6, we all will cry. I'm crying right now, I tell you. Yeah, costs a lot of money. Anyway, everybody think property just keep going up. Appreciation, last item. When you buy property or you make a loan to a property, develop a property, no longer look at appreciation. Your first primary concern really should be what? Your cash flow, okay? Cash flow first. If you're lucky, you cover your cash flow, pay your loans, and then have some additional profit on top of that. And then later on, guess what? In the future, economy is good. Hopefully, you will have some return on your investment. But during the process, when you have cash flow, you should always try to recover your original investment. Okay, we're going to cover that later there. Stress testing. Everybody got to take care of your stress testing, right? Individual stress, but this property stress. Bankers love the stress testing. Okay? Actually, I'm working with one bank right now. They gave me 3 appraisal reports. Want me to tell them if they should make a refi loan. Okay? All kind of criteria. So if you ever want to know about appraisal report about more than what I cover here, because I can only cover the surface, I really can't go in deep. Talk to me. I share a lot of stuff with you. Okay? Anyway, vacancy rates. That's the one thing you need to test, right? 5% or 50%. When your property was kind of 50% or 70% vacant, by the way, I have a property 70% vacant right now. Sitting there. Take a flyer with you. My shopping center at Gilroy, 70% off. Now, 70% off, vacant. You think a property worth much? Not really. Upside down. My seller will not go under a certain amount because he wants to cover as much of his loan as he can, right? So net operating decrease. Why net operating decrease? Expenses increase or revenue decrease, right? So you have no choice. And then your operating net income decrease, guess what happened? We just discussed it earlier, right? Your return down here become your cap rate. Actually, decrease or increase? Decrease. Because net operating income divided by purchase price is cap rate. Or it's 3 components. Net operating income divided by cap rate is your purchase price. Earlier example, you purchased 770, should be only 643. Okay? Then output. All those items I just mentioned, the vacancy rate, NOI, right, and cap rate, interest rate. The top 3, okay, will impact your what? Vacancy rate, net operating income, impact your cap rate, okay? And the set vacancy, net operating income, and the interest rate, which one does that impact? Debt service coverage ratio or LTV, or both? Yeah, now we add interest rate. When interest rate goes up, what happened? Principal and interest monthly payment goes up, right? When monthly payment goes up, net operating income divided by monthly payment or annual payment, depending on what you're calculating. And then you have your debt service coverage ratio. I always do a simple, quick example. Yes? Anyway, so your debt service coverage ratio actually would be when your interest goes up, you pay more principal interest. Therefore, your debt service coverage ratio goes down. Bank get nervous. If you're not, you better be, right? So what do you do when you get nervous? You want your borrower give you more equity, right? Put more reserve to cover you, okay? Then loan to value. How do you decide loan to value? You originally thought you were loaning 70%, right? But now, with a higher monthly payment because the interest rate goes up, assuming you are in this adjustable mode, right? Your loan to value ratio actually is higher than what you actually are. So you're hurting. You as a lender, you're hurting, okay? Property value and the potential loss. So whenever you have debt service ratio goes up, your loan to value goes up, then what you actually did for your borrowers, the borrower is underwater. The lender is not in good shape either. Everybody hurts, okay? Cap rate, here's the definition finally. Now, doing this kind of demonstration is like a chicken and egg. I have to explain everything else, but then you need to know cap rate. Now, finally, we got the cap rate, right? Return on all cash basis. You didn't borrow any money, okay? It's also just that 1 year, first year net operating income, okay? Then net operating income divided by purchase price. That's your formula. Also, generally exclude. Remember, we already talked about that. Leasing and leasing commission and your capital costs and the debt service. Okay? 2 types cap rate. Mostly used, widely used is that what we call traditional, just cap rate. What it is, without considering your loan constant, without considering what borrower's desired rate. Okay? So almost all appraisal report is done by first one, done by